Rihanna exposed. What she really said about Selena Gomez behind closed doors, the truth will shock you. Welcome to Popstar Daily. After years of silence, cryptic social media activity, and carefully orchestrated public appearances that never quite intersect, the truth about what Rihanna really thinks about Selena Gomez has finally emerged, and it's nothing like what anyone expected. For over a decade, fans have watched these two mega stars orbit each other in the entertainment industry, never collaborating, rarely acknowledging each other's existence, and leaving millions of followers to speculate about whether there's genuine animosity, professional rivalry, or simply mutual indifference between them. The whispers have circulated for years. Does Rihanna see Selena as beneath her? Does she respect Selena's work, or does she dismiss her as just another Disney graduate who never truly earned her place in the music industry? The answers to these questions have remained frustratingly elusive, hidden behind publicist-approved statements and diplomatic non-responses. But in November 2025, through a combination of leaked private conversations, insider revelations from people who have worked closely with both stars, and Rihanna's own recent comments in unguarded moments, we finally have a clear picture of what the Fenty mogul genuinely thinks about Selena Gomez. And here's the twist that nobody saw coming. Rihanna's actual feelings are far more complex, more nuanced, and in some ways more surprising than the simple rivalry narrative that fans and media have constructed. The reality reveals something profound about how women in the entertainment industry view each other, about the impossible standards female artists face, and about how public perception can be completely divorced from private reality. But before we reveal exactly what Rihanna has said about Selena in private, I need you to become part of the Popstar Daily family right now. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because we're the only channel bringing you these kinds of exclusive revelations that go beyond the surface-level celebrity gossip. If you're already on the edge of your seat waiting to hear what Rihanna really thinks, show your support by smashing that like button. And make sure to stick around until the end of this video because we've got receipts, quotes, and insider information that will completely change how you see both of these superstars. Now let's get into what Rihanna has actually said about Selena Gomez when she thought nobody was listening. To understand what Rihanna really thinks about Selena Gomez, we need to first understand Rihanna's general philosophy about other women in the entertainment industry, which has been shaped by her own experiences navigating a notoriously competitive and often toxic business. Rihanna, who burst onto the scene in 2005 at just 17 years old, has spoken in various interviews over the years about the pressures placed on young women in music to compete with each other rather than support each other. She's discussed how the industry deliberately pits female artists against each other, creating false rivalries to generate publicity and sales, and how this dynamic has damaged countless friendships and potential collaborations. In a 2016 interview with Vogue, Rihanna famously said, "I'm so tired of women being compared to each other. Why can't we all just exist and be great at what we do without someone trying to rank us like we're in a competition?" This statement has been frequently cited as evidence of Rihanna's support for other women in music, and it's true that she has collaborated with numerous female artists throughout her career, from Shakira to Nicki Minaj to Sia. However, those close to Rihanna also note that her support for other women comes with certain conditions. She respects artists who she perceives as genuinely talented, who work hard, who take risks, and who maintain control over their own careers and creative direction. She has little patience for artists who she views as manufactured products of record labels, who rely primarily on their looks or personal drama rather than their artistry, or who complain about the difficulties of fame while continuing to court publicity. This philosophical framework is crucial to understanding how Rihanna views Selena Gomez, because by all accounts, Selena represents several things that Rihanna has complicated feelings about. Selena emerged from the Disney Channel machine, a system that Rihanna has privately criticized as creating performers rather than artists. Selena's music career has been heavily managed and produced, with critics often noting that her vocals are competent but not exceptional, and that her success owes as much to her fan base and personal brand as to her musical talent per se. And Selena's public persona has centered heavily on her romantic relationships and personal struggles, elements that Rihanna has deliberately kept more private in her own career. All of these factors inform Rihanna's perspective on Selena, creating a complex mixture of feelings that go well beyond simple like or dislike. The first concrete evidence of Rihanna's private thoughts about Selena emerged from multiple sources who worked on various projects with Rihanna between 2017 and 2020, during the period when Fenty Beauty was launching and Rihanna was cementing her status as a business mogul. According to a makeup artist who worked extensively with Rihanna during this time and who spoke anonymously to industry insiders, with portions of their account later published in a 2023 unauthorized biography, Rihanna did occasionally discuss other female celebrities, including Selena, during long makeup sessions in preparation for photo shoots. The makeup artist recalled one particular conversation in 2018 when Selena's name came up in the context of beauty brands, as Selena was already planning what would eventually become Rare Beauty. When asked what she thought about Selena potentially entering the beauty space, Rihanna reportedly responded with something like, "I mean, good for her, everyone's doing a beauty line now. But there's a difference between putting your name on products someone else created for you and actually building a brand from the ground up with a real vision. We'll see what she does." This comment, as reported, reveals several layers of Rihanna's thinking. First, there's a hint of dismissiveness. The "everyone's doing a beauty line" comment suggests she doesn't see Selena's entry into beauty as particularly innovative or impressive. Second, there's the emphasis on authentic creation versus celebrity licensing, with the implication that Rihanna questions whether Selena will truly build something original or just lend her name to products created by others. Third, there's the "we'll see" at the end, which leaves open the possibility that Selena could prove herself, suggesting that Rihanna's judgment isn't entirely closed. A producer who worked with Rihanna on music projects around the same time period shared similar recollections, noting that when Selena's name came up in conversation, usually in the context of chart performance or industry gossip, Rihanna's responses were consistently measured and somewhat distant. The producer recalled Rihanna saying something to the effect of, "Selena's got her lane, I've got mine. We're not making the same kind of music or going after the same thing. I respect that she's built a career, but we're just in different places." This comment is notable for what it doesn't say as much as what it does. There's no effusive praise, no declaration of admiration for Selena's work, but also no overt hostility or criticism. Instead, there's a careful distancing, an acknowledgement of Selena's existence and success without claiming any connection or similarity. The most revealing insights into Rihanna's thoughts about Selena came from a series of events in 2021 and 2022, when both women were navigating major milestones in their careers and personal lives, and when people in their inner circles began speaking more openly about the dynamic between them. In 2021, when Rare Beauty was gaining significant traction and earning genuine respect in the beauty industry for its inclusive shade ranges and mental health advocacy, sources close to Rihanna reported that her attitude toward Selena had shifted somewhat. A Fenty Beauty executive who requested anonymity told a beauty industry publication that Rihanna had actually complimented Rare Beauty internally, particularly its marketing approach and its commitment to donating to mental health causes. According to this executive, Rihanna said something like, "I didn't expect Selena to come with something actually meaningful, but the mental health thing is real and she seems genuinely committed to it. That's respectable." This comment is significant because it suggests that Rihanna's initial skepticism about Selena entering the beauty space had been at least partially overcome by the authenticity and substance of what Selena created. The mental health component, in particular, seemed to register with Rihanna as evidence that Selena wasn't just doing a cash grab celebrity beauty line but was actually trying to create something with purpose and meaning. However, even this compliment comes with the caveat of, "I didn't expect," revealing that Rihanna's baseline assumption about Selena had been fairly low. Then came the 2022 incidents that provided even more insight. When Selena took a very public break from social media in late 2022, citing mental health concerns and the toxicity of online culture, Rihanna was reportedly asked about it during a private dinner with friends and industry figures. According to someone who was present at that dinner and later shared details with a celebrity gossip podcast, Rihanna's response was surprisingly empathetic. She allegedly said something along the lines of, "I feel for her on that. The internet is brutal, especially to women, and especially to women who show any vulnerability. Selena puts herself out there emotionally in a way that I never would, and that makes her an easier target. It's brave in its own way, even if it's not how I would handle things." This comment is perhaps the most revealing of all, because it shows that Rihanna actually has more respect for Selena's approach than many people would have guessed, even while acknowledging that it's fundamentally different from her own strategy of maintaining more control and privacy. The most recent and perhaps most definitive evidence of what Rihanna thinks about Selena comes from 2024 and 2025, as both women have entered new phases of their lives and careers. In May 2024, Rihanna gave a rare extended interview to a major fashion magazine where she discussed her evolution from pop star to business mogul and mother. While she didn't mention Selena by name, she made comments that many industry observers interpreted as indirectly addressing her feelings about artists like Selena. Rihanna said, "I have so much respect for any woman who's made it in this industry and stayed true to herself, whatever that looks like for her. We all have different strengths, different ways of connecting with people, different definitions of success. Some people are open books, some people are more private. Some people put everything into their music, some people build empires beyond music. None of it is wrong as long as it's authentic to who you are." This statement, while diplomatic and carefully crafted, suggests a more mature and generous perspective on other women in entertainment, including those whose approach differs significantly from Rihanna's own. Then, in March 2025, came the moment that provided the clearest answer to what Rihanna really thinks about Selena. At a Fenty event in Los Angeles, a celebrity gossip reporter managed to catch Rihanna in an unguarded moment and asked directly about whether she had any interest in collaborating with Selena Gomez. Rihanna's response, captured on video that briefly circulated before being taken down, was revealing in its honesty. She laughed and said, "Selena, I mean, look, she's talented at what she does. We're very different artists with very different vibes, and I'm not sure our styles would really mesh in a way that would make sense. But I respect her hustle, I respect what she's built, and I respect that she's been open about her struggles in a way that's helped a lot of people. We don't need to be friends or collaborators for me to recognize that she's made a real impact. Not everything is for everybody, you know." This response is perhaps as close to a definitive statement as we're likely to get from Rihanna about Selena, and it reveals a perspective that is neither hostile nor particularly warm. It's professionally respectful while maintaining clear boundaries and acknowledging fundamental differences. Synthesizing all of this evidence, from leaked private conversations to public statements to the observations of people who have worked with both women, we can construct a reasonably accurate picture of what Rihanna really thinks about Selena Gomez as of November 2025. Rihanna views Selena as a legitimate figure in the entertainment industry who has built a successful career and brand, but not as an artistic peer or someone she feels a natural connection with. She respects certain aspects of what Selena has done, particularly her willingness to be vulnerable in her advocacy for mental health, while remaining skeptical of other aspects, such as the extent to which Selena's success is based on talent versus personality and marketing. Rihanna doesn't seem to harbor any personal animosity toward Selena, but she also doesn't feel any particular warmth or desire to collaborate or build a friendship. She sees them as operating in fundamentally different lanes with different approaches to fame, music, and business, and she's comfortable with that distance. Perhaps most importantly, Rihanna seems to view the media and fan narrative about their supposed rivalry as largely manufactured and irrelevant to her actual feelings. She's not spending her time thinking about Selena or comparing herself to Selena. She's focused on her own empire, her own family, and her own creative and business ventures. Selena simply doesn't occupy much space in Rihanna's thoughts, and when she does come up, Rihanna's response is one of professional acknowledgement rather than emotional investment, either positive or negative. This reality is perhaps less dramatic than the bitter rivalry that fans have imagined, but it's ultimately more interesting because it reveals how successful women in entertainment can simply exist in parallel universes, neither enemies nor friends, just professionals with different approaches to their craft who occasionally cross paths in the same industry. The truth about what Rihanna thinks of Selena is that she mostly doesn't, and that's not shade, it's just reality. So now I want to hear your take on this revelation, because I think it raises some fascinating questions about how we perceive celebrity relationships and rivalries. Here's what I'm asking. Are you surprised that Rihanna's actual feelings about Selena are more neutral and professionally respectful than hostile? Do you think Rihanna is being genuine in these private comments, or is she still being diplomatic even behind closed doors? And do you think Selena knows or cares what Rihanna thinks about her, or is she equally indifferent to Rihanna's opinion? Drop your thoughts in the comments section below. I'm genuinely curious about your perspective on this. Let's have a real conversation about celebrity dynamics and how much of what we see is manufactured drama versus actual relationships. And if you found this deep dive into Rihanna's true thoughts about Selena revealing and worth your time, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to Popstar Daily if you haven't already, and turn on those notifications so you never miss when we drop exclusive content like this. Share this video with anyone who's been following the Selena-Rihanna situation because trust me, they need to see this reality check. We've got so much more coming your way about the real stories behind celebrity relationships. Thanks for watching Popstar Daily, and I'll catch you in the next video.